I can't even count the number of times that I have said you don't need to buy designer to get a well-made, high-quality handbag, because there are two things you can guarantee you're getting with a designer bag. One is a designer logo, and two, an eye-watering price point. And I'd say most of us aren't really in the market to be spending an entire month's worth of rent on a handbag. So I'm always really excited when I come across a brand that is the perfect intersection of style, high quality, and also an accessible price point that is reflective of the craftsmanship and the materials used. And today I'm going to be talking all about Poppy Barley, a handbag brand which focuses on manufacturing sustainably and offering high quality bags and shoes at a fair price point. Based in Canada, their mission is basically luxury for the people and for the planet, and they have some really incredible initiatives that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video while I review 4 of their handbags, and I'm going to put them all on screen. You will find timestamps down in the description box below in case you would like to skip ahead to a specific one. And when I tell you, these bags are just stunning, and you can tell they've been designed by women because they feel like real bags for real life. And before I get into it, the team have given me a discount code to share. It is Jamie-10. I'll have that on screen and in the description box, along with links to all the bags that I've shared, and that will get you 10% off regular price applicable orders. So a great way to save a little bit if you've been eyeing up one of their bags. Before I do talk about their bags, I want to share a little bit more about Poppy Barley. I really love the origin story. So sisters Kendall and Justine founded the brand when they were seeking out bags which were versatile, stylish, and also well made and manufactured in a way that was both kind to its workers and kind on the planet. And I really love that this is a message and intention that seems to be woven throughout the entire brand. So for a start, they're B Corp certified. And one thing that is incredibly rare, and I wish more brands would do this, is that they actually list every single one of their partner factories on their website. And you can find out more about all of the manufacturers that they use and what products are produced there. So it's a really great way to kind of put that more human aspect to where our items are coming from. And I love that because there is so much transparency about how things are being made. And they're ensuring that the bags are being ethically made in audited factories, and their locations are in Mexico and across Europe as well. Something else that is really uncommon is their pricing model. So they call it their reformed pricing model, and it uses a 2 times markup, which is much lower than the industry standard of 5 times. So this is something you didn't know about your bags. Typically they cost 1/5 of the actual retail price. And this is phenomenal because it means that you're getting an incredibly high quality and luxurious bag, but at a fraction of the price that you would expect to pay elsewhere. And I can tell you now that the quality, the craftsmanship of these bags, it stands up to my bags that have cost me over $3,000. And that really speaks volumes to me. I talk about how versatility is really important with most of the things I bring into my wardrobe, and you can really see that come to life with the way that these bags are designed. They feel really functional and like they complement life rather than working against it. So I've kind of been teasing this little bag here, and I feel like now we need to start talking about it. This is the Via Monte bag, which I have in the Biscotti color, a really beautiful taupe nude, which is kind of the perfect neutral. And I wanted to start with the smallest bag and then increase in size to the largest. So this bag here comes in 2 colors. It also comes in black if you prefer kind of that classic neutral. And the price point is exceptional. It's 324 Australian dollars, which I think is incredible for a bag of this caliber. Has a little top handle, and you also have removable straps which are adjustable. I have mine on the shortest notch, but you can wear it a little bit longer. But it's nice because you do have that flexibility in terms of how you wear it. So you can wear it as more of a little evening bag, kind of just tucked in the crook of your arm, or you can wear it day to day. Maybe you're heading away on a city break and you just want a small chic bag that holds the essentials. This would be a great option in that instance too, or just for your day-to-day life. It has gold tone hardware, and something you may notice from the close-ups is that each piece of hardware is personalized, and that is something that does come at an extra cost, and it's a level of attention to detail that I really appreciate. You can also see it from the zip pull, which has a lovely little leather tag too. And then the interior is lined with cotton canvas that has been grown, milled, and woven in Mexico. Inside the bag, you have one large open compartment, a slip pocket, and then you also have a zip-up pocket as well, which gives you that added layer of security for valuables. Maybe you're putting a little card holder in there, or you just want your lipsticks to be secure. They've used a high quality pebbled leather for the outer, which I like because this tends to be a little bit more robust. So if you scratch your fingers across it like that, you don't have to worry about any scratches showing. showing, which can be a concern for a smooth calf leather bag. In terms of the other design features of this bag, I will say that it has a really nice flat base, which allows you to stack up the interior really nicely. So I want to talk a little bit about what fits inside, and I do have a baseline, and then you'll be able to see what else you can add in for the other Poppy Barley bags. So this can fit an iPhone Pro Max, which is a larger size, sunglasses, a small wallet, mints and small snacks, a hand cream, a lint roller, this is a mini travel size, small mirror, lipsticks and some small beauty products, and you can also fit a small or mini sized fragrance. To me, that's kind of all the essentials one would need to have in their bag, and you can see it does zip closed really nicely, though if you did want it to have a little bit more of a slouch to it, then you could kind of remove or omit some of those things, but it's good to know that it has actually a really decent capacity, and it's really light too. It weighs 0.74 pounds, which I'm going to put the grams conversion on screen. I also really love the subtle branding, which is just embossed into the leather at the base of the bag. So that is a Monte bag, and as you can see, just the perfect accompaniment for every day. Next we have the Arc crossbody, which is a little bit more sporty, and I have to say it feels a little bit reminiscent of the banana bag from the Row, although I think that one's 10 times the price. This one comes in at just $2.99 Australian, which I think is a steal, especially for something of the standard. So it's basically a sling crossbody bag, which has a lovely curved edge at the bottom. You do have a leather adjustable strap, and I like the addition of the silver hardware here, so I feel like it really pops against the stone color. And I do want to mention on the website, the stone color almost looks like it's a chalky white, but in person it's this really rich, kind of dirty, stony khaki color, a really interesting and versatile neutral, which has a lot of depth to it. Now, unlike the Monte bag, which I shared before, this is made using a micro pebbled leather. So it has a slightly different texture to it, but it feels just as robust and just as durable. I love the addition of the silver hardware, as I think it really pops against the stone hue. And you also have a leather strap, which is adjustable. So you can really customize that fit depending on how you want to wear it. And I find that the shape and the style is conducive to both wearing it crossbody or on the shoulder. So you could wear it with a really short strap as a 90s style shoulder bag, which I really love. Again, we have the lovely smooth zipper, and you can probably see just from me holding it that the leather has quite a bit of slouch to it, so much more so than their pebbled leather. And that's really nice because it kind of leans into that more casual aspect of a design like this. All of the leather sourced for Poppy Barley's bags come from tanneries that have been vetted or certified by the Leather Working Group. They're an international not-for-profit that audit tanneries for their environmental and social performance. So they save billions of gallons of water a year. Also, all the glues used are water-based, so they're a safer and more planet-conscious alternative to traditional glues. Now, in terms of what you can fit inside, this fits all of the essentials. So your iPhone Pro Max, a wallet, sunglasses in a case, though you could also put them in without if you needed a bit more room, mints or small snacks, a hand cream, lint roller, a small mirror, lipsticks, and a travel-sized fragrance. And you can also squeeze a hairbrush in here as well without it feeling like it's been overpacked. What I like about the Arc crossbody is that it feels like it instantly elevates a more relaxed outfit, because while the design is more kind of chill and casual, the fact that it's leather instantly brings that polish, and it can be a nice way to tone down more refined or kind of more formal outfits. Next, we have the Bondi bucket bag. The one I've actually been using today feels very fitting given that we have a Bondi beach here in Sydney, and this is so unbelievably chic. So we have that lovely pebbled leather in the black, which I feel like you can see it has a nice kind of glossy sheen to it. You have that embossing of the logo discreetly placed at the bottom of the bag, and it does feature that same flat base as the Monte bag I shared earlier. This secures shut with a leather drawstring closure, which I do find has a little bit of firmness to it, so great, because it means that you're not really going to get your hand in there unless you open it up. And just like the Monte, it has the gold hardware, the removable strap as well, so you can actually customize this if you wanted by adding your own strap to it and really make it your own. And this is something I really wanted to highlight with the cotton canvas lining. So you can see inside the bag that the lining is actually that light stone color, which is the exact same color in all of their designs. And this is brilliant because I find often with a black bag like this, the interior will also be lined in black, which I'm sure is to have that consistency from the exterior to the interior. But what it means is that those bags become black holes. I can never find everything. Everything kind of gets a little bit lost. So with a really nice, bright, light colored cotton canvas interior, I can see what I have in there and find what I'm looking for at a glance, which is kind of a game changer. So this has the large open compartment, and then there's one slip pocket, and then you also do have that zip up pocket at the back where you can secure your valuables. In terms of what you can fit inside, again, all of the essentials. So an iPhone Pro Max, a wallet, sunglasses in a case, mints or small snacks, a hand cream, a travel size lint roller, a small mirror, lipsticks or miscellaneous beauty products that are smaller in size, a travel size fragrance, and you still have some additional room, so you could put in an A6 size notebook and some pens or a small pencil case. So a really decent size for every single day. And if you weren't bothered about whether a notebook peaked at the top, you can put in an A5, though it does just come a little bit above that drawstring closure. And this one weighs in at 0.86 pounds. The Bondi bucket bag comes in the black, and then there are some seasonal colors too, and it's priced at $413. I feel like this is just such a chic, really easygoing bag, and I personally love how it kind of adds this element of contrast when you're wearing it with a neutral outfit. Now the final bag I have to share from Poppy Barley is their colleague Tote, and I'm just going to rest this on my leg because I currently have it full. This is in the color French Press, but it does come in 2 other colors, including classic black, and this one retails for 667 Australian dollars. When I say to you that this is the work tote, to me this just has all of the qualities that you would be looking for in a practical, classic, but also chic looking bag that you can take to the office. And the detail that I think really sets this apart is the fact that it does have a zip closure at the top. So you have that layer of security. I know that this isn't going to be a deal breaker for everyone, but for those who do have to be conscious about this and want to make sure their belongings are secure, I really appreciate that that's something that has been worked into the design. Also, and I talk about this a lot when it comes to totes and just bags in general that we're wearing in the wintertime, has a really nice strap drop, and the straps themselves are really sturdy and they feel really robust. So they're not flimsy at all, so they're really going to hold their shape nicely on the shoulder, but they also fit beautifully over a chunky coat. Again, this is in that beautiful pebbled leather, which you know is going to age so gracefully, but also be really resistant to scratches and marks and be quite effortless to keep looking fresh and tidy. And then you do have that same cotton twill lining, which is featured in every single bag on the interior. Now, one of the things that I think really sets this bag apart, aside from the zip up closure, is the internal organization. It is so thoughtfully designed and it kind of has space for everything. So I feel like we need to kind of highlight what you can actually fit in here so you can get a look for yourself. At the back, there is a padded laptop holder, which fits a 13-inch laptop. You can also slide a magazine or a notebook into the pocket in front of it, and that's secured shut with a leather tab. There are 2 pen holders, so you don't need to carry a pencil case. You have 2 smaller slip pockets just behind the pen holders where I would put a small wallet and also something like mints or a little snack, so they're easy to reach. There is a water bottle holder, which you can see would actually fit a very generously sized water bottle, larger than the one that I have popped in here. On the opposite side, you have a pouch specifically for glasses, so if you weren't bringing these with you, you could easily swap in something else. There's also a small zip up pocket on the other side, and then you can see that there's still quite a bit of room inside. So I've popped in a pair of shoes that are easy to pack down, though you could easily swap this out for a scarf, also a book, and then instead of having some beauty products just floating about, I've popped them all into a pouch, and here you can fit a reasonably sized pouch as well. So you could take a full face of makeup if you needed. You can also fit in a lint roller and a hairbrush as well. And there would be space for a few other kind of miscellaneous items to throw in the top if you were going to stack this absolutely full. But just with those things, you can see it zips up really nicely. Other details of note are the 2 slip pockets either end of the bag, and you also have a slip pocket at the back where you can put your iPhone or your travel card for easy reach. I feel like this bag is kind of Mary Poppins, but also so many details that I really want to highlight. There's a pass-through sleeve at the back, so a really good one if you're someone who travels a lot for work, and it also has a detachable luggage strap, so you can wear the bag crossbody if you wish, and I feel like that also looks really chic too, and it allows you to be hands-free. Another really nice detail, especially for a larger bag, is that it has a key hook, so you're not going to lose your keys. Volumetrically, this fits 13 litres, which is such an incredible amount. It's probably obvious why I really wanted to share this tote, because I just feel like it is such a good, solid option for the office, especially as this is something I often get asked about. And that was the last bag from Poppy Barley that I wanted to highlight in this video, but they have so many other beautiful options and styles on their website, which I'm going to just kind of scroll through and share with you some of my other favorites in case any of these catch your eye. As I mentioned earlier, I do have that discount code Jamie-10, which will get you 10% off applicable purchases, and all of that information, all of the items that I shared will be linked down in the description box, along with where you can read a little bit more about Poppy Barley, the mission, and just about the brand in general, if that's something that has kind of really caught your interest. I hope that you found this video informative and useful, and that it really just put more weight behind the fact that we do not need to spend thousands to get a beautiful quality and well-made bag. There are brands like Poppy Barley that are delivering high quality, beautiful bags, and they cost less than $500. And I feel like that is a rarity in this day and age. If you happen to be in Canada, they do have retail locations if you'd like to experience their bags and their shoes in person, but otherwise they do ship to Canada, to the US, and to Australia. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I mean, what a delight to get to partner with Poppy Barley to get to share these beautiful bags with you. If there are any questions you had which I haven't covered in my run through of each design, then please drop those down in the comments. But otherwise, I hope you have the most incredible week ahead. I'll see you on my next one. See you soon. Bye.